Welcome back, friends, to another episode from Live O Sailing. Today, we begin our rough 4-day sail to the Tuamotus, aiming for the atoll of Fakarava. We hang all the canvas to catch some extra speed.
Trying to make us go faster.
Our diet consists of pamplemousse. I'm obsessed, I love pamplemousse. Manini. And new fruits we've never heard of that taste like cake. And Connor gets back into fishing. As we sail through the most epic backdrops, we mentally prepare to enter our first atoll, which we are both super nervous about, for they are known for their strong currents running in and out like rivers, and bommies, shallow reef patches that can sink a boat in minutes. So grab some Dramamine if you get seasick, for we have an uncomfortable sail for the next 4 days. So come aboard and let's get to it. We are leaving Ua Pou, and literally right around the corner from where we are anchored at the jetty, we are just hitting some massive swell, and look at us right now. Our bow is just, okay, that wasn't a crazy one. Of course, whenever I take the camera out, it doesn't want to show the beastiness of today's weather. And we have craziness back there because we had to stir an anchor, and so we wanted to put the anchor down first before we put everything else. So that's quite the journey that Connor is crushing right now. He's doing a great job. Hold on tight, baby, big one. So where in the world are we? If you've been following along our adventure, you know we've been sailing around the Marquesas, this beautiful island chain in French Polynesia. Today, we are leaving from Hakahau Harbor on Ua Pou and sailing for the next 4 days to the atoll of Fakarava, where we sail so fast that we have to delay our entrance and crisscross our way back and forth to kill some time before entering at slack tide. We will explain more about this later in the episode, but for now, let's get to sailing.
That really is a very pretty island. Look how kind of diverse it all is. And we have such a fondness for this island after the great time that we had last night. And we're having a lovely sail.
Compared to how we started, I know I was panicking just a little bit ago because we were going upwind and bashing into waves, but we're officially downwind sailing. Glimpse of Ua Pou. The sun has just set. We are making water. Connor is taking a nap. I just started a new book. Life is good. We're back on the water, back into another passage, and we forgot how much we've really enjoyed this. So we are just getting into the rhythm and prepping for our first night and getting really excited. I'm doing a lot of research on Fakarava and finding more confidence as I do more research of how we're going to enter and exit the passage. So we were really nervous about this next basically step for us as sailors, for these atolls seem to be very tricky. The Tuamotus have a lot of current and you have to time it properly with the tides. Otherwise, you are literally trying to take your boat down a river, and that river is filled with lots of bommies, a lot of reefs and a lot of rocks and a lot of shallow parts. So it was definitely very frightening when we first kind of started thinking, are we really gonna do this, and are we ready? And at one point, Connor really wanted to skip the Tuamotus and just go straight to the Society Islands, and I don't blame him because the entries look challenging. Let's just put it that way. But with more research and the more friends of ours that have gone and told us that we are good to go, especially Fakarava, it's a really wide passage, and as long as you have the timing right with the tides, we should be good to go.
So if you're not sure what an atoll is, don't worry. I wasn't sure at first either. So let's dive deeper into what an atoll is and why it is dangerous for a sailor. So an atoll in the Tuamotus of French Polynesia is a type of coral island, a ring-shaped kind of reef surrounding a central lagoon. These formations are the remnants of ancient volcanic islands that have subsided, leaving behind a coral structure that continues to grow upward around the rim. The Tuamotu archipelago is one of the largest chains of atolls in the world, and it is part of French Polynesia in the South Pacific Ocean. So why are atolls so challenging for sailors? Well, number one, there's narrow and really dangerous passes. The entry into an atoll's lagoon is usually through one or a few narrow passes in the coral reef, and these passes can be treacherous because of strong tidal currents, water that flows rapidly in and out of the lagoon depending on the tide, and sometimes they can reach several knots. This is caused by the clash between the outgoing lagoon water and the incoming ocean swell. There is also limited maneuvering room. The pass may be shallow or winding with coral heads nearby. So this is why timing is so crucial. You want to time it during slack water. Slack tide is the brief period between incoming and outgoing tides when the current is weakest, so near peak high and peak low tide. Missing this window can result in dangerous conditions. So hopefully with this little bit of background on atolls, now you understand why we were a little nervous to come into these.
Coming into a beautiful evening, making great speed. We've been going about 6.5 to 7 knots, about 10 to 15 knots of wind. Here we go.
This grill is on fire! This grill is on fire! These sausages are walking on fire! I don't know how to go.
I don't know if I ever showed the aftermath of that jellyfish sting, but here it is. Got pretty gnarly. It's all dark and kind of wrinkly. Here heading to the Tuamotus, and we got great wind. We're doing good speed. It's a little more swelly than we were hoping for, but you know, can't complain. Got good wind, making good time. But check this out. I had this pole sitting in a rod holder right there. Right here is where it came out, which is a super weird spot. There's not even any exposed screws for it to come out of there. And we got so freaking lucky that we were on this side heel. So this rod holder and this pole just fell right back into the little aft deck here. So that scared me a little bit, so I took the other pole down. I'm gonna take both these rod holders down. These are the black tip ones from West Marine, if anyone's wondering. I also put the Starlink in the same style rod holder, so that's a little bit worrisome. I think when I redid that, I put some Loctite in there and everything, so we should be a little bit better on this one, and those ones I just kind of took for what they were. But just to be safe, I tied a little safety line around there to the davit, so if it did come loose and fall, it would at least hang there and we wouldn't lose it for good. And we are trying out fishing again. I used our last cedar plug. It's a little green and yellow one, and we're gonna see how we do here.
On today's Someone told me I scream, so I'm going to be very soft-spoken. On today's adventure, we have a manini, and we were told that this tastes like cake when it is ready. We think it is ready. We're not quite sure how to open it.
It looks like an artichoke.
It does look like an artichoke. Just gonna...
It looks like cake.
It does kind of taste like cake. There are a lot of seeds in it, we were told. You can tell.
Yeah, super sweet.
Wow, that is really good. We have discovered so many cool new things on this trip. I don't really like seedy things, but it's kind of worth it. It does actually taste like cake though. It's not very pretty to watch. Hey! Did you catch something other than a bird?
I hope so. Turns out there are fish out here.
Oh wow.
Made some water yesterday, so we had some kind of, preliminary water that's not quite drinking level or fill our tanks level, but we wanted to use some of it, so obviously Malvina will not waste anything, and she is getting to work out here. Look at her go. Hanging all the canvas once again. Trying to make us go faster. Phew! She's working too hard. She's not talkative right now. It is quite the job because, yeah, the seas are a little bit rough out here for laundry time. And the worst part is, what did we just find out? We are 2 days away from laundry facilities, and we're going through all this work. But she's keeping busy and not wasting a thing.
Never.
Not even the sun. Put it all to use.
Top speed, baby.
Top 7.3 right now. 15.3 knots wind.
Woo! Dodging squalls again. And chasing lots of food. As Connor would say. A few little squalls around us right now. As the sun begins to set. Connor just turned us right into it. And the windows are open, the hatches are open. What do you have to
go.
No, we're trying to go around it.
I'm trying to hopefully that it will pass us because it's getting wind that way also. We juked that squall so hard, look at it.
So instead of over there,
broken ankles.
we just faced it, eyed into its eye, and then we turned the other way.
Touchdown! Alive-o! can't call it a touchdown quite yet.
Yeah, be careful.
We might have to juke them again.
What do you
Looks
guys
good, though.
think?
That's the one we're trying to beat.
It's
It
an
was either
ace.
that or go back this way, and that's a little bit too hard upwind. So that's what we got, folks. It caught up to us, but not quite yet. We're not done juking yet. Here we go. There's a little gap right here. We just turned up a little bit from 130 to 110 into the wind.
Shooting the couloir.
Shooting the couloir. I think we're gonna make it. We didn't juke them. It's here. It's happening. I gotta roll some windows down. Malvina's doing great. I'm letting her do all the work. And we just, got a little gust of 23 knots, but nothing too crazy. Going kind of as deep as we can to stay steady. I mean, we could go a little bit deeper downwind, but yeah, that keeps the apparent wind down, so we're pretty comfortable still. Ride the backside of this and try to outrun this one. It's kind of treacherous, but we're actually just getting a very light mist.
From sunset, the darkness takes over the light. But tonight, a sliver of moon danced in the sky, and to join in the rhythm, Saturn came to boogie. All night, we took turns, watching the stars and moon dance in the sky. And then, before we knew it, the sun began to reclaim the sky, bursting its light through the dark. Another day would pass, and we began to notice this passage was feeling extra long. We weren't sure why. We thought 4 days would feel like a breeze after just finishing a 23-day journey. But maybe that was it. Maybe our perspective of thinking this would be quick and easy was our main mistake. It just goes to show mental preparation and mindset are the keys to satisfaction. On a 24-hour sail or a 24-day sail, expect it to be tough. And then hopefully, you will be pleasantly surprised it felt easier than expected.
We ever did a little showing you pamplemousse, because this is the pamplemousse. It is literally like my favorite thing. Connor thinks I may have been close to having scurvy because I've been annihilating this like an animal. But he has showed me a more ladylike way to eat it. He says you have to hold the spoon like this and you eat it like a grapefruit, but he calls me a caveman because I like to do it like this and get the biggest chunks. Of course it's not gonna work when I'm filming.
Because you're a caveman.
And then it normally comes out in a big chunk, but since I'm eating like a caveman, it's like an orange and a grapefruit had a baby, and then they made pamplemousse. I love this. I'm literally eating a whole one. I already ate half, the other half. Connor is out. He doesn't want any more. I'm obsessed. I love pamplemousse.
Hello. So kind of funny because I feel like always on the live, but we're trying to go fast, right? We went way too fast on this trip, and what should have taken us 4 days, we got here within 3.5 days. So we got here at like 1:30 in the morning. And so our goal right now, pretty much through my whole entire watch, because for this passage I've been sleeping from like 8 to 1 and then waking up and starting my shift at 1. And so it is about 5:30, and the goal has been since 1 a.m. to go as slow as possible. Meaning I'm trying to go between 2, ideally 1 to maybe 3 knots. Right now we're going like 3.5, so I'm going too fast, but there is a little bit of a system that's over us, so it's bringing a lot of wind. But the reason is because we're super close to Fakarava, but we don't want to enter in that night. So we're waiting for the sun to come up and the tide to be right. So thankfully the sun is slowly starting to rise. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there it is. That is not the moon, ladies and gentlemen. That is Saturn. Pretty cool, huh? So kind of wild because we're still pretty far away, like 6 to 9 nautical miles away, but I can see some mast lights, I can see some town lights, so we're close.
We are definitely both pretty nervous about this. Thankfully, Fakarava is a really wide entrance, and all of our friends who are there said it was easy and breezy and to not stress about it, just come in. That being said, they're also all catamarans, and we're a monohull with a 6.5 draft. So originally we're gonna have one of us go up to the climb up the mast to the radar to have like extra leverage to see any bommies, but I think the sun right now is just rising, so it's gonna be hard to see regardless. All hands on deck, and I'll probably still be up on bow and just make sure we don't hit anything. All right, here we go. This is the outer perimeter of Fakarava. So we just entered, or about to enter, and we did have like a 5 speed over ground, and we already down to like 3.4, so there is some good current. It was just high tide and it should be coming out, so we expected our speed over ground to lessen as we entered. We wanted the current to come at us instead of drifting with it. So here we go. You can see there's quite a bit of chop on the water from that current rushing out. But yeah, nice wide channel. Looks good. We got this. That is all the current and the rough waves kind of behind us. So we got through it all right. No big deal. We definitely talked it up a little bit scarier in our heads.
Thanks for watching, friends. If you're still watching, your word today is shark to comment below. Next episode, we settle into the calmest bay, sailor's paradise kind of water, where we are greeted with a full rainbow.
But now the sun is out and we are ready to play.
We stroll through town, but are absolutely mesmerized by the color of the water.
My eyes have never, ever seen this type of blue and turquoise ever in my life.
And we have lots of underwater adventures, our favorite spot being this slice of heaven.
First and foremost, we want to give a huge thank you to all our supporters. We so appreciate you and are amazed at your generosity. If you want to also help support our journey, check us out on Patreon. There's a link below in the description. Or if it's easier, scan your phone right now on the QR code that's right here on the screen. Now make it a great day and see you next episode.